Hey, what's up, y'all? This is your boy Tim Bostic. I'm sitting here chilling at one of my favorite spots where I live and rest and reside at. Um, just sitting here soaking in the peace of mind and remembering the scriptures that He will keep thee in perfect peace whose mind is stayed on thee. Um, just glad to be talking to you guys right now, and I want to share a few things with you concerning uh, where you are in life right now. Are you content to the state where God has called you? Are you content to where God has called you? Contentment is a very important thing to have in your life. Now, there's a difference between being content and being complacent. Complacent means you get in the comfort zone and you don't do anything to constantly improve yourself. But I'm talking about contentment means that you're at peace to where God has you until He and you change your situation. Notice I said God and yourself, not God to change your situation alone, not you to change your situation alone, because you can't change your situation. The only thing you can do is work with God, believe, trust, and take the necessary steps in order to change your situation. But in the meantime, you have to learn to be content. The Apostle Paul said, you must be content where God has called you to be. If God called you to be single, you have to learn how to be content being single. Learn how to be single, learn how to be alone, to love yourself, to fall in love with yourself all again, get to know who you are, get to know your shortcomings, your strengths, your weaknesses, so that God can do a work in you, so that when it's time for you to be married, you'll be ready. If God called you to be married, don't be so anxious to try to get out of that marriage. Do everything you can to make that marriage successful and blessed the way God intended it to be. Marriage is not always about having your own way. It's not about having your own will. I don't understand something. People make some things seem so hard that it's so easy. I don't understand. Some people detest being married. I enjoyed married life myself because I basically love pleasing the person that I loved. See, if you have God's Spirit in you and you know what real love is because God shows you love, then you show love towards people who love you. You also show love towards people who don't love you. That's the power of what love is. That doesn't mean to be a pushover. That doesn't mean to be a doormat. That means that even when somebody doesn't show you love, you can show them love. Now, that doesn't mean you allow them to stay in your life. That don't mean you allow them to run over you. That don't mean you allow them to walk over you. But that means you continue to remain in your peace, your joy, and your happiness, no matter what that person's doing. So the point of it is that you have to learn how to be content where God has called you. You know, if God has called you to be at this job for a season, and you know He's called you to be at this season, be content there. I know sometimes the boss might get on your nerve. I know sometimes that people may get on your nerve. Some of the employees might run their mouth, might talk too much, might always be trying to get in your business, might be mad at the favor that God's given you at the job. But then we already know the favor of God is better than life itself. We already know that favor ain't fair. So instead of you murmuring and complaining about it, you have to learn how to just be thankful where you are, man. You have to have an attitude of gratitude. You have to be content where you are, man, for God to be able to move you to the next level. You have to learn how to be at peace with where you are. You have to learn with being all right with being alone sometimes. You know, sometimes you might want somebody to be there with you, to share your life with you. But you know what? Maybe God got you alone for a reason so He can deal with you. Maybe God got you alone for a reason so He can talk to you, so He can mature you, so He can grow you up in the ways of His ways. Maybe God got you alone for you to do an assignment that He's called you to. See, some of you had people in your life, you had spouses, and God was talking to you about your purpose and your assignment, and you was ignoring them because you was too busy wrapped up in your spouse. You were making your spouse your God. So then God had to move them out of the way in order to get your attention, to hear your voice. You know, maybe some of you were too busy being single, having a single life, and too busy doing your thing. And you couldn't hear God behind all the partying. You couldn't hear God with all the drugs, with all the alcohol. You couldn't hear God with all the distractions that was going on in your life. So sometimes God might have sent somebody in your life, that one person in your life, to slow you down, to tell you, hey, it's time for you to slow it down now. I got something better for you. I got something better for your life. It's time for you to move to the next level. I remember when I was younger and I was in a club one night. I think this was some years back. I was in a club and I can't remember what year it was. It was sometime in the 90s. I was in a club partying, and all of a sudden I heard this voice. The voice said, hey, what you doing in here? You don't belong in here. You feel so out of place, don't you? That's because I'm calling you to greater and higher things. I mean, come on, Tim. Is this really the life you want to live the rest of your life? Seeing the same old people all the time at the club? How can you go travel the world if all you want to do is go to the club on Friday, Saturday, and how many other nights you go a week? I need to get you in a situation where I can get you to be still, where I can talk to you, because I got some great things to do for your life. Come on, get out of this club. You don't belong here. And don't you know, even sometimes when you try to go to the club, you can't even enjoy it, because you are so out of place, and the people that are in the club with you, they're so much different than you. You feel like you're trying to fit a ball in a square, a peg. You know, you just feel so out of place. And anything that you try to do, or anybody you try to deal with, sometimes it doesn't work. You ever been in a situation where you try to get with certain people, and y'all both for each other, and y'all both attracted to each other, for some reason you never was able to hook up, you never was able to get together? That's because God is blocking it. Because you were never able to get together because something about that person that wasn't right for your life. Something that person was doing in the background, God knew it. You didn't know what they were doing, but God knew it. But just like the same being said, there's somebody in your life that God intended for you to be with. But then you got so many other distractions out there in the world. You think that if you don't go out to the club on Friday or Saturday or whatever night you go out in the club, that you're missing something. You ain't missing nothing out there. You ain't missing nothing out there but a whole lot of pain and misery. You ain't missing nothing out there but a bunch of frustration and anguish. You're dealing with a bunch of people that are dead end, kind of like dealing with a dead end job or a dead end relationship. God is telling you, look, I got greater for you. Come up. But you first have to learn to be content where I call you. If I call you to be rich, then you have to be content being there. If I call not you to be poor, because God intended for all of us to be prosperous, but if I call you right now to be a thousandaire, He said, those who are faithful of few, I'll make you ruler over many. We have to learn how to trust God and seek God for our wisdom and our instructions. For He say not, lean not to your own understanding, acknowledge me in all your ways, and I will direct your path. We have to understand that sometimes God puts us in a waiting room. Just like, you know, when you want to go see, you go in the emergency room and you need to see the doctor, and you go in the emergency room, you know how long you wind up sitting in that room sometimes? It's almost ridiculous how long they got you sitting in the emergency room. Sometimes God can put you in the emergency room of your life when you're in a hurry to get something done. God is in no rush, because what He says to you, until you learn from this situation, I'm not moving. Until you grow from this situation, I'm not moving. Until you change from this situation, we're going to stay right here. Until you do what I call you to do, we're going right back to square one. And God is patient. They say to God, one day is like 1,000 years, and 1,000 years is one day to Him. So it's up to you whether you're going to get in a hurry and trust God, or get in a hurry getting nowhere. It's about passing the test with God. It's about making it from one level to another with God. You know, we're focused on so much on our outer appearance. We focus on so much on getting the bag, getting the paper. We focus on so much who loves us, who's for us, how many thumbs up we get, how much attention we getting from people who really don't even matter to us, or who really is not doing anything for us, that we lose sight on what's important. What's important, that you get up every day in the right frame of mind. That you get up every day, you have the right and the opportunity to say, thank you, God. Thank you for waking me up today. Thank you for your son, Jesus, who died on the cross for my sins. Thank you, Lord, for giving me the ability to go to work, to provide for my family. Thank you, Lord, for the ability to be able to put food on the table, to pay this light bill, to pay this water bill, and whatever other bill that you may have need of. Lord, thank you for being able to have a car to go down the road and drive. And even if I'm riding the bus, I'm thankful. Folks, we got to learn how to be thankful. We have to learn how to be content. We have to learn how to be at peace. We got to learn to get to the place where we don't allow anything to shake us or stir us like we're drink. We got to get to the point where we're settled in God. We got to get to a point and say, well, Lord, if you say that woman is for me, you say that's going to be my wife one day, I'm not going to try to force the situation. I'm going to trust you. If you say that man's going to be my husband one day, Lord, I'm going to trust you with his life and mine. Lord, if you say I'm going to own this business one day, I'm going to trust you to bring it to pass. Lord, if you said that one day I'm going to be a superstar or a singer or a dancer or a writer, I'm going to trust you with my life. But most of all, I'm going to be content the way you call me, but I'm also going to be preparing myself for the day in which you move me or promote me. Folks, you actually have to be in a state of preparation. A lot of women keep saying, when you put that ring on my finger, then I'll be your wife. No. That's backwards, ladies. Now, until you get this right and drop this in your spirit, you ain't gonna never be married. You have to become a wife before a man wants to choose you as his wife. All right, I'm gonna say this to you one more time, see if you get this. You have to show attributes of a wife and demonstration of wife-like tendencies in order for that man to choose you as his wife. Likewise being said to the men. Men, you have to be a man. You have to be a husband already. And being a husband is not being a yes man. Being a husband is not being a do boy. And being a husband is not being a pushover. Being a husband is being a leader, a lover, and a listener. I'm going to say this to you one more time. Being a husband is being a leader, a lover, and a listener. Maybe that's going to be my next message. I love it. See, you lead by example, husband. Huh? You be a lover to your wife. And you learn how to listen to her. Listen to her to meet her emotional needs. You be the lover to meet not just to meet her physical needs, but you be the lover that she can confide in. And y'all can become the best of friends. And she can tell you anything. And she don't feel that she has to go out and tell her girlfriends all the things that happen with her during the day. She can come to you. Or she's not distracted by the enemy to share it with some other man. She can share it with you. But you have to be the leader. You have to be the provider that God call you to be. Does that mean you always have to make a lot of money? No. That means you be willing to go out there and put it on the line. Sacrifice, work hard, do whatever you have to do in order to make sure ends meet. And I don't mean doing anything illegal, so don't take this out of context. That means use the gift that God give you in order to provide for your family. See, because your gift will make room for you. So you got to be the leader, man. You got to be the leader. You have to be the leader. That means sometimes you might have to do things that she might not necessarily enjoy, but then she'll understand. If she's a wise woman and she's a woman of understanding, she'll work with you if she knows you're doing the right thing. If she's a wise woman, and if she doesn't work with you, then you might be making the wrong choice in a woman. So you want to be able to get with a woman who's willing to get beside you and work with you, and work that thing, and assist you and be your helpmate. You have to be willing to love her, not just her physical needs, but her emotional needs. Listen to her. Talk to her. It's like James Ingram made the song, Find 100 Ways. Ask her to stay. Find 100 ways. Huh? Find 100 ways that when she's irritable, that you can make her feel comfortable. Find 100 ways that's when she's stressed, you can help her relax. Find 100 ways that when she's so about to go off, that you can just be her, how would I say, shelter in the midst of the storm. Find 100 ways to be patient, kind. It's like 1 Corinthians 13 chapter tell you, be patient, be kind. Love is patient, love is kind. Love does not keep account of all evil doings or bad doings. Love never faileth. Likewise, lady, you have to learn how to be supportive of your man. Huh? To be sweet to your man. Come on. Bring out your feminine energy. Come on. When masculine and feminine get together, it's like a Reese's peanut butter cup, baby. It's oh so good. You have to be feminine and tender towards that man. Be sweet towards him. Be gentle. Be kind. Huh? Give a soft answer. Proverbs 15:1 says, a soft answer towards wrath cureth anger. So anytime you're dealing with somebody, you want to always give them a soft answer. They always told us when we're dealing with customer service, I used to work in customer service, when a customer is upset, you lower your voice. And the reason why you lower your voice is because you actually force them to bring their voice down. You actually force them to hear you. And they actually feel like you're really listening to them. And people just want to be heard. People just want to be appreciated. People just want to be listened to. When you find the time, wife, to listen to how your husband days was or your significant other days was, when you find the time to take the time to say, hey baby, let me run you a bath. Can I massage your shoulders? Can I rub your head? Can I do something nice for you? Matter of fact, don't even ask him, just do it. Be like Nike, just do it. We have to learn how to be content where God called us. And wherever that situation God called you, and I believe if you master that situation, God will promote you to the next level. Are you willing and ready to get the actual training that you need where you are right now to get to the next level? I know sometimes life can frustrate us and make us say, you know what, I don't even know if I want to be married because our last marriage didn't work out or our last situation didn't work out. But folks, I believe every situation that doesn't work out is another opportunity to get it right. See, you have to fail sometime in order to be successful. And sometimes when you fail, you gain. Sometimes you have to lose in order to gain. Just like Fantasia said, sometimes you gotta lose sometimes in order to win. So, but I want you to understand something. Whatever you do, you put the best of you that you can put into it. And at the end of the day, you don't have to be guilty, you don't have to be ashamed, you don't have to be upset, because you know you gave that situation, that person, that individual, that task, your all. Will you learn how to be content where God is calling you? Will you learn how to trust God exactly where you are? When you get frustrated from being single, just tell God, you know what, God, I'm gonna trust you. I don't feel comfortable right now, but I'm married to you right now. Even though I love this man or I love this woman, Lord, I'm allowing you to do it for me. And even if I'm afraid, Lord, I'm gonna trust you with my life. I know somebody hurt me before, but I'm gonna trust you with my life, and I'm gonna know that without faith, it's impossible to please God. But because this one person hurt me, doesn't mean the next person's gonna hurt me. Because sometimes in order for you to get your blessing, you gotta kiss a couple of frogs before you can meet your Prince Charming. Sometimes you gotta be able to deal with a couple counterfeits before you can get the real deal. So folks, whether you're a business owner, it seems like business is slow for you and things are not moving for you. You have to keep moving, keep being consistent, keep thanking God every day for your business being successful. And eventually, things will work out for you. Eventually, if you keep going, if you're employed, and one day you seek to have your own business, do the necessary things you need to do the research on how to set up your business, take the steps, and I'm pretty sure that when God sees you take the steps of growth, He'll say, now, I think now you're ready. He'll look at the Holy Ghost and Jesus in a circle and He said, I think now he's ready. I think now she's ready. And He'll promote you. Because promotion doesn't come from the north, south, east, and west. But promotion comes from God. So don't be upset when you haven't gotten that promotion, when you thought they passed you over for the supervisor position. Listen, maybe God don't intend for you to get promoted at that same job. He might be promoting you to your own business. He might be promoting you to another company. So get into a place where you're content and you trust God completely with your situation. You have to understand that man can't live by bread alone, but by every word that proceeded out of the mouth of God. So that means that you don't have to worry about just feeding and providing for yourself, because God spoke your tomorrow in His yesterday, and He's waiting for you to walk into it today. For the Voice of Empowerment, this is your boy, Tim Bostic, saying, for every minute you spend frowning, you lose 60 seconds of happiness. Until next time, peace.